Hey guys, it's Laura with Victory Cheer Uniforms. As you know, our motto, the look that inspires, is really based on what happens throughout the sport of cheer. How one generation inspires the next. From coaches to athletes to parents to the crowd, the team spirit, it is all a virtuous cycle of inspiration. Our channel, Victory Voices, is all about sharing those inspiration stories. We hope you enjoy this one. Like, share, and comment, the trifecta, help to encourage in their inspirational journeys, and feel free to contact us to share your inspiration journey throughout the beautiful sport of cheer. Hi everyone, it's Laura with Victory Cheer Uniforms here on Victory Voices, and today we've got Alainah Dean from Cheer Builder with us, and
Hello.
she's going to be sharing her inspiration story and why Cheer Builder does what they do in our beautiful industry. So I'm so excited to get to know more about you, Alainah, and Cheer Builder. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, and thanks for the introduction. My role here at CheerBuilder is the Sales and Marketing Director, and I've been with CheerBuilder for about a year, and we actually use VCU for all of our uniforms. So this is a great opportunity for us to come here and tell all the coaches a little bit more about how we came about.
Awesome. So yeah, go ahead and tell us, what is your role in the industry? What do you do at Cheer Builder?
We are a digital choreography company at heart, but what we do is we give step-by-step, easy-to-learn choreography to coaches and teams. So that way coaches can save a ton of time and your teams are learning new, fresh material with the correct technique that comes along with it. So a little bit of background on CheerBuilder is I come from the cheerleading world. I started really young at 5 as a peewee and then cheered all the way up through high school for sideline cheer, basketball cheer, and then also was an all-star cheerleader for level 4. Our owner, her name is Mary Murtha. She actually comes from the dance world. So she owned a dance studio for over 40 years. And that is where all of the creative comes from when it comes to CheerBuilder. My role is I came from an advertising background, and cheer and dance, they're very different worlds. They're kind of different types of coaches and needs. So the way that we were able to mesh together and kind of put our brains together, everything that you see on social media. So all of our content creation, everything on TikTok, Instagram, I'm the person behind it, kind of putting everything out there for you guys. And then as far as working directly with the coaches, I do that as well, where Mary comes up with all of our choreography, all of our edits, and everything that actually gets delivered to the customers.
That's awesome. And so can you tell us a little bit more about how you guys started? Because I know you're digital. So what was your background a bit, getting this as, forming this as a business, going from choreography to making choreography a business?
Yes.
And some technology that's involved behind that.
So Mary, she actually started this for the dance world, and she was teaching in person for all this time, and she heard that for most people, most parents, it's hard for kids to practice at home, and that in studio time or that gym time was what was lacking. So that's where she came up with doing it digitally. She has a ton of talent in Ohio from her studio, so everything that you see are live dancers, live cheerleaders. She originally went to dance conferences and tried to reach out to the dance world with this digital choreography. And what she found is that they were already good with that part of it. That's kind of their specialty, is making their own choreography. But while she was at a conference, she was flooded with cheer coaches who said, hey, we could really use something like this. And that's a big piece of why she shifted this into the cheer world. She had an influx of cheer coaches coming to her, and they were all kind of saying the same thing, that we love coaching, we love mentoring, we love showing up to the games and teaching the girls, but the choreography piece is the hardest part for them. Making things up, going on YouTube, trying to pull from things, going on social media, trying to pull from things, and then learning it themselves, and then going to teach it. So that's really the problem that we solve for cheer coaches, and they really needed it more than the dance world, which is why we landed in Cheer Builder rather than Dance Builder.
It takes a lot for choreography and to come up with something fresh. So I'm sure that saves them a lot of time and worry just knowing that you guys have it's a custom package that you build, right? For
So there's
coaches.
there's a few different ways that coaches can get material from us, because there's a lot of different coaches across the country. You have your rec teams, and then you have your school teams, and then you have All-Star. We really help the coaches who can't afford to go to the big UCA camps, the coaches who are just doing it by themselves and they're also teaching full time, or they're working full time, or they're even just stepping in to help their daughter's team. Our material is really good for them because these are things that are ready made and they can learn new cheers, they can learn new dances. And then we also offer custom choreography if you're going to do competition. And that's super helpful too, because there's been a huge increase in price for in-person choreographers that come in. So this is a really great alternative for those schools that don't have, 2K to 5K to fly someone out and get that whole, 3-day camp experience. But they still want to learn from professional choreographers who can teach it in detail and have a resource that they can keep all year rather than just for a couple days.
So you mentioned affordable. Is it okay if you talk about on here what the prices typically are? What's your price range?
Yeah, absolutely. So if someone just wants to try Cheer Builder and they're like, I really need something new, we need new cheers, we need a new dance, we have things as low as $29 from our a la carte item. And with that, let's say you got a champ package. Those are 5 new cheers. Then you get the digital version of it. So you're going to get a coach center that you can log into. You can add all of your cheerleaders, and then you get the video lesson. So that'll teach it to the front. It'll teach it to the back with words on screen. So that's the bare minimum. If you just want kind of like one thing that's going to amp you up for the season or get you started just to try us. And then if you're looking for coaches who need an overall solution for a season, let's say you have a team and they're new and you need training and dance and you'll need some new cheers, then we also offer memberships, and those range from $300 to $1,200 for the year. And that really covers everything. So that's a good replacement for camp, for people who can't make it directly to camp, but really more so you have, it's kind of like an assistant coach, someone that's teaching for you, teaching with you all throughout the year. And then we have our build a routine. That's something that one of our team members actually built the software for, so you can't find it anywhere else. And that's where you can make custom cheer routines. So you're choosing from a massive library of choreography. There's over 30,000 combinations. So if you really want to create something, yes, super unique to your team, that's fitting to your team with music, and take that total headache out of like a full routine, that's also an option. And those vary from $200 to $349. So everything is fairly affordable. It just depends on what the coach is looking for and what kind of their biggest headache is that they want to pull out for the year.
Yeah, that sounds pretty affordable compared to getting someone, flown out, and then paying for their time as well, 3 days and their hotel. And travel is expensive, so this is amazing that it's accessible to everyone, everywhere, all the time.
Yes,
And the athletes can take this home and practice
that's
it
the
at home
best
with these
part.
materials.
This is a brand new concept for coaches, and we're really trying to show coaches more and more how they can utilize Cheer Builder to save time, because coaches are so used to having to teach everything. You get them in the gym and you're teaching them from there. I think a lot more people are adopting where they're, maybe videoing themselves and sending it to the girls. But the way that we work is the coach gets the material first, so they have the opportunity. If you want to be hands-on and you prefer to teach, you can learn it super quick. All of the lessons are somewhere from 7 minutes to 30 minutes for a full routine. So it's quick learning, but what they can do is they can send it directly to every cheerleader. So with our coach center, they're able to add a squad. So this is great for coaches who have multiple teams, especially summer recs coming up, and you have your 4 to 6 year olds, and then you have your 7 to 10, and you have your 10 to 14. And those may not all have the same coach, and they definitely don't all have the same skill level. So what you can do with Cheer Builder is you can kind of pull different things from each age group and then send it directly to the parents. So the parents will get the full lesson, teaching it to the front, teaching it to the back, and they can stream it from home on their TV. They can watch it on their phones, which we know everyone is on all the time. from a laptop. So it's really made to teach the athletes directly, but it's also a great way for coaches who want to kind of take all of the shine and they want to teach on their own. You can do it both ways.
This is the proprietary software that you guys have built in-house.
That's correct. Yes. So we have a super talented partner. His name's George. He comes from a software background. So uncheerleading related, Mary, we come to him with these amazing ideas. And so build a routine, the drag and drop software where they're putting everything in, they're adding their music, everything's synced. And then also that coach center that's hosting all of their routines, all of their cheers, their squad. Another amazing thing that's in the coach center that's super helpful, especially for high school teams, is we have engagement tracking. So if you're sending out videos to your team and you're saying, okay, here's a new band dance, everyone gets it. You can see every cheerleader's name listed in your system. Now, when they click that video and start watching it, you can see how long they've watched it, how long they've practiced it, if they have or haven't opened it. So when coaches are, dealing with different personalities and limited time at practice, it really helps you to go in on the back end and see, okay, she's putting a lot of hours in, but she hasn't even opened anything. And when we get to practice, this is holding up time. So it's another way to do time management on the back end for coaches too.
That's great to be able to hold your team accountable, because we all know it doesn't just stop there at practice.
Exactly.
That's the bare minimum. I remember, oh my gosh, the amount of hours that I used to practice just in my own room or my own yard, outside of practice. That's where you really build perfection, is the hours and hours that a dedicated athlete will put in off the field.
Coaches have also recently come to us for advice on different things. And a big thing that we've heard across the board is, I have half a team that's been cheering together their whole entire lives and they have all these skills. And then I have the other half of the team that's new and they barely know how to hit a high V correctly. So how do I keep my girls who are kind of, they're advanced and they want to go and they want to learn new things and keep them up to speed, with
And our
the new
knees
ones who really
turn
need
towards
that
the back wall.
beginning technical
This is going
help.
to emulate
And
what a
this is
straddle
way to
jump
do
or
that.
a
This is Coach
Sending
Duncan with
girls
Top Cheer
to
Talent,
choreography
and today
that's
I'll be
more based
teaching
on
you a
the
band
training
dance
and
to
some
the
extra
horse.
things
I'm
that they
Claudia,
need to work on
cheerleading
to
coach
help
at
them
Princeton
come up
University.
to speed.
Today,
So
I'll
by
be
the time
teaching
you're
you a
at
band dance
practice,
to the
you
final
have,
countdown.
the girls who have practiced the new thing, and then your girls that are ready to go, and they kind of merge together a lot more seamlessly rather than, having those others sit out while you're in person together.
Nice. I love how you guys are able to help keep everybody in sync. That's a new approach. I like that a lot. I feel like back in my coaching days, I would have really appreciated an app like that.
Yes.
You just turn back the clock a little bit. You guys be there for me. I might still be coaching if it was for that.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. Okay, so what did you guys learn the most in those early years of putting all of this together?
I think the main thing is how different every team is. So we're working with teams nationwide. So rules and practice time for teams in California is going to be a lot different for those in Ohio. And same thing for, those up east do things differently than those in the South. And with that, we just started creating a lot more. So as we had people tell us, hey, we love this sideline dance, but we're a Catholic school and we can't do any hip shaking. So now we're creating, more different types of dances that are variable for different schools. So we've really used the last year to do a lot of creation. So we offer something for everyone. And same thing with the variables in our price ranges, having things at $29 for the small schools that really just want something for their girls. And then also offering like a full round package for the, the larger teams that have 100 girls to cover and really could use the help. So scaling and kind of working based on what coaches were telling us they need.
And thinking about, the way it breaks down per athlete, even if you go with the largest package, scaling over several different age groups and squads, $1,200, divided by 100 cheerleaders, that's okay, $12 a pop. That is not bad. That is a super affordable thing that I think could be definitely easily put into registration for that kind of you get so much value for that $12 there. And it doesn't cap out at 100. So we've had, organizations that we work with that have 250 cheerleaders.
Mhm.
So it really just
That's a
keeps
really great point.
them.
This is great for early organizations and growing organizations too. The nice thing about digital choreography versus anything else is that you can keep it forever. So once you download that, it's yours and you can pass it on from coach to coach. And same thing with all of our material. We understand that's kind of our main goal, is to keep coaches in their position, keep them happy, and keep them coaching, because we found that coaching cheer has a super high turnover rate, simply
Mhm.
because the nature of how much work you have to put into it and how little resources that they get. So this is something that they can kind of pass on to if you're in a school and you need to pass it on to the next coach coming in. So it gives you a foundation for a program, but also you can, give it to your girls to use year over year as well.
So they don't have to do annual subscriptions.
There is no annual subscription. We call our membership because it's a year of content. So you
Mhm.
get full access to our coach center for an entire year. And then if you want to continue using that, you would re-up your subscription the next year. But otherwise, if you want to take anything and just use it on your own and send it to your girls your way rather than using the easy system, you can do that too and have it. One purchase could last you years.
That's incredible. So is that what makes you a little bit different from the other organizations out there that are doing digital choreography, that they can take
That's
this
incredible.
and use it year over year?
Yeah, there's a couple different things. One thing I would say is the way that we teach. So a lot of digital choreography companies, they're going to show you to the front and they're going to show you to the back, and you got to learn it. What we do is we teach everything down in detail to where your hips should be laying for this motion, what the motion is, where your wrist should be. So they get the full detail, then they get the front, then they get the back. And one thing we also do is formations.
7, 8.
So
1,
on-screen
2,
formations, getting
3,
to see
4, 5,
exactly where
6,
each girl
7,
should be,
8. 1,
the
2,
transition
3,
periods,
4,
where
5,
everyone's going.
6,
So you
7,
get to see
8.
the center pieces, the front pieces, the back pieces. So it's really easy for coaches to learn, but also for individual athletes to learn. And the way that it's easy to send it to your athletes. So everything is through the coach center. So it's all in one place. You can message them from there. You can send them material from there, and then you can track their progress.
And so how do you ensure that quality, is really consistent and that the
Yes.
usability is very easy?
Usability, that's something too. You asked learning lessons early on, and that was something that we've learned, and now we have honed in to make it super easy to use. So in the past, if you would buy something from CheerBuilder, you would get the video lesson, and then it was up to the coach to figure out, how they're going to share it, how they're going to view it and download it. Now everything's super simple because it's all right in the coach center. So once they purchase, everything's uploaded and ready. They just log right in. We have an app that's super easy to use. So it's really simple. It's right on your phone. So anything that they share that way. And as far as the quality, we do everything in-house. And we're talking about a woman who owned a dance studio for 40 years. So her level of perfection it's quite high. And we're doing all of the editing. So there's nothing that gets to you guys before we've seen it, we've ran through it, and we've even practiced it. So we have super quality control going through our owner. And then on the user end, we have our software developer that's always there and making new changes and updates, and anything that coaches want or they think would make the experience better, we are likely going to make it happen.
Okay. Do you have a feedback section within your app that coaches can possibly suggest?
Yes. So within the app, there is a support center. So there's room to write into us and give different suggestions. We also do, whenever you buy from CheerBuilder, we offer one-on-one with me. So I'll come on with you and actually give you a full walk through the system, show you how to get your squad set up. So that way the coach is confident to actually use everything. And then I'm always here. We're very hands-on. We're small but mighty team. So we're always around when coaches have questions. and things like that.
I love that. There's nothing more frustrating than when you've downloaded this app that everyone's talking about and is so amazing, and it's like, why can't I figure it out? What am I missing here? Where's the YouTube tutorial on this? So if they actually get an onboarding session with you, and that's included in their price, the onboarding session with you?
Yes. So I'm glad that you brought up YouTube tutorials as well, because we just filmed tutorials that we'll be putting on YouTube so anyone can see what it looks like inside of our coach center. But it's also just an additive. If coaches don't have time to hop on a Zoom with me and they just want to watch the 5 videos, that's an additional option. But all of our customer service is included with any purchase.
That's helpful, because sometimes a coach's only free time is at like 5:30 in the morning, maybe.
That's very true.
Not even that. I've heard of some teams that need to be in the gym at 5 a.m. because that's when it's available, because the rest of the time it's booked out to like basketball and volleyball. So these poor coaches, they really, really are strapped for time. So that's helpful that it's so flexible, that you guys already have that material out there for them. So what's the biggest transformation that you've seen from the early years to now?
So CheerBuilder is actually a fairly new company, and I think it's surprising to a lot of people that we talk to, because we've grown so much over the last year. In October of 2024 is when the CheerBuilder domain was purchased. So barely 2 years old. I think a big thing that changed is it was just Mary on her own, doing everything on her own, from social media to all of the content to everything that's on our website. And I joined her back in April of last year. I think she had around 350 Facebook followers, maybe around 1,000 Instagram followers. And now we have over 20,000 across all of the platforms, from TikTok and YouTube. We just hit 10,000 on Facebook over the weekend. So I think a big part of it has been just getting our name out there. She also developed some great partnerships with Coach Claudia from Princeton. We met you guys from VCU, Coach Gina, Top Cheer Talent, Queen Bee Choreo. So getting to know more people within the cheer kind of family.
Networking with other cheer professionals is definitely helpful, because no one person can know it all. So gathering as much industry support as you can, and then bringing this powerhouse of advice to the cheerleaders, especially at such an affordable level, that is revolutionary. I've seen programs that are like, $80 a month. So for you guys to start out at, $29, and that's something that they can keep forever. That's really revolutionary.
That's really what we've been trying to do, is just create a new way for coaches to coach, but also save time.
It's beautiful what's happening in the cheer industry right now. It's just getting so refined and improved. I'm loving it. So talk to me a little bit about your leadership team. I know there's you, there's Mary. Talk to me about your leadership team.
Yes. So there's the 2 of us, and then there's also George, who I've mentioned, who does all of our software and everything on the back end. And then there's all of our talent. And that includes, like you said, Coach
We're going to start in a nice, strong straddle position.
She's taught us a ton about motions and transitioning teams from high school into college level cheerleading. So that's a big piece of what people will find within our products, is that you are learning from the top of the top experts. And a lot of high school coaches, they ask, how do I prepare my girls who want to take this beyond what they're doing now and beyond it just being fun? And that's a great thing that we've been able to do, is to meet people who are in the industry who can actually tell and teach the technique to get them there. Someone else is Brooke from Queen Bee Choreo, and she's Ohio native, like Mary too, but her specialty is game day competition. So we have an exclusive game day competition section that we do as well, where teams can get all 4 parts. And this is actually coming from a judge, someone who's judging competition cheer. So you can assure that your sections are going to be fitting the things that they need to fit, so you can score higher. So that's been a great asset for us too. And then we have Teresa Duncan from Top Cheer Talent. She also is the coach of Carolina Bucks, and she's helped us a lot with training portions. So different stretches, active warm-ups, and things that they need on that end. So although it's me and Mary, we also have all of our girls that you'll see in the builder routine dances and all of our sideline dances. So with a digital product, there is a ton of work that actually goes into it. So you have to take into account every athlete. So pretty much any dance, we're going to need anywhere from 2 to 4 6 girls. So they're coming in and they're putting in the time to learn it. They're teaching it to the front. They're teaching it to the back. They're teaching the detail. And then we go back and we edit it. And so we put everything together for you. So the team, it's me and Mary mostly. I'm talking to the coaches and I'm doing the marketing piece. She's doing all of the edits and the filming. And then we have our amazing partners within the cheer world who are helping us create all of the content and make sure that we're hitting the right buttons within cheer.
How did you guys find all of these different industry partners and even the cheerleader athletes who were helping you to film? How did you guys go out and find all of these people?
For her, she had all of the athletes, all the talent from 40 years of owning a studio. So as you can imagine, a lot of girls coming through that area, but also social media. That's been the number one way that we've been able to connect with people, is just reaching out directly, telling them what we're doing and seeing if they want to work together. That's how she made her relationships with the 3 kind of top cheer choreographers that we work with. And then we're constantly getting new talent just by posting on Facebook and holding auditions and seeing, who comes in and who's interested and going from there.
Okay, so if an athlete wanted to audition to be a part of your team, how would they do that?
Yes, the best way. So we do all of our filming. We have a studio in Ohio. So they would have to be, it's easiest if you're local because you can just come right up to the studio, but there's different seasons that we'll do filming in. But if you really would love to film for CheerBuilder, the best thing to do is to reach out to me. You can reach out to our Instagram or our Facebook. You can send us an email at service@cheerbuilder.com. That comes to me and Mary.
So what were some of the challenges in building a digital product?
The time is of the essence for everyone. And that's the time and coordinating with high schoolers and college girls who have full schedules too. So the amount of time, that it takes to put into anything. And luckily, Mary, she is the ultimate creative. So all the choreography comes to her pretty naturally. But we are doing what we're saving coaches time doing, which is we're teaching people hands-on in person first under a short period of time. And then we need all 6 to 8 of them to get it right. And then we need them to get it right from the back. And then we need to film someone in detail and then all of the editing that goes into that. So really the time that it takes to put into the product is the biggest barrier. Outside of that, the creative portion is the easy part.
I'm sure with Mary's 40 years of choreography, that comes very, very naturally to her.
Yes.
And what's some of the lessons that you guys have learned from some failures that you've had in the past couple of years, and how have you guys pivoted after those lessons?
I would say a big lesson is, and I think I've learned this a lot in business, is you want to push the things that you like and you want and you think are the best. And really the best thing to do is always to listen to the customer and what they need and what they want. Build a routine was something that we love, and that was our baby because it's so unique to us. But what we're hearing from a lot of coaches is, I don't just need one routine, I need stuff for an entire season. And so we pivoted from just having, build a routine and a couple a la carte items that people could get, to creating these memberships that give a more all-inclusive option for those kind of wider variety teams that don't just need a competition or halftime routine.
Right. They've got a whole game they need to have content for.
Yeah, exactly. Down
That's
to the
a lot
training.
of choreography.
Yep, it's a whole lot. And if we're able to create it, we will. And that's something that we've definitely done more of, versus trying to just kind of push onto people the things that we love and we know are so cute and you should try this dance. Now, we have an entire library. You'll see over 100 different options that you can go on the website and choose from.
For different routines, and this is outside of the custom.
This would be outside of custom, yes. So we call it an a la carte menu. So there's kind of 4 different ways you can get material from CheerBuilder. There's a la carte, and that's where I say there's over 100 options, because there's 1-minute routines, there's sideline dances, band dances, chants, cheers, parade routines, training, and then you can get it all in a membership. Then another option is you want a killer traditional performance routine that's unique to you. Then you would go and you would do build a routine. So you get that custom routine that's to music. And then if you're doing game day, that's when you would come to us for an exclusive game day routine where you're getting all 4 parts: your fight song, your band dance, your situational sideline, and your crowd leading cheer. So there's 3 to 4 different ways, because you could do a la carte, you could do memberships. And then for more competition performance style is the game day and build a routine.
So you guys cover it all pretty well. Did you say music as well?
Yes. So music, we partner directly with Power Music Cheer, and it has been so fun, so amazing working with them. We've actually dabbled into the music world a little bit ourselves. So we have a ton of our own tracks that we've created on our own, and you can find those on Power Music Cheer as well. And they're also a lot cheaper because they are original mixes. So you can find our mixes on Power Music Cheer for just $25. Anytime someone builds a routine, they get a free track that comes with it, and that's our track. And then they'll also get discounted music from Power Music Cheer. So anytime you purchase from CheerBuilder, you're going to get either discounted music or some type of free music.
That's pretty great.
Yes, it's a big thing for coaches, licensed music especially. If we're talking competition, most of our material, it's going to be built to the song so it syncs perfectly. And then we make sure that you get the licensing in your name so you have it ready for competition.
I love how you've already brought the resources as well, so they don't have to worry about choreographing and then finding a piece of music and then making it mesh together. You guys already literally have that put together, so you've kind of eliminated the whole sync up drama there.
That's a big thing that coaches say thank you for, because if you don't know anything, and especially if you're new to the cheerleading world, licensed music and choreography can be extremely overwhelming for new coaches. So that's really where we try to just make it easy, take the stress out of those 2 things so they can just focus on what they're there for, which is, they're volunteering to mentor these girls, mentor these teams, and show up for them and coach them. We give you the material, we give you everything you need, and then you can, put it into play in person.
So especially for new coaches who are a little bit overwhelmed with a lot of things they probably didn't even think about when they first started coaching, when they took that volunteer role, when they, said, yeah, I'll help out my daughter's team, things they didn't even think about, you guys have already got it covered. So that just takes off so much stress. It sounds like I might even want to go back into coaching because now it just sounds so easy through you guys.
A lot easier, that's for sure.
So how would you describe CheerBuilders in 3 words?
A revolution to coaching cheer. We've revolutionized it. You don't have to come up with the material on your own. You don't have to learn the 8 counts on your own. You don't have to teach the 8 counts. This is really a way to streamline coming up with stuff. This is a way for coaches to get fresh material, learn something fun, but also their team better at home without.
Wow. And with CheerBuilder, it can be completely customized with pulling from the over 30,000 different kinds of moves. I mean, the unique routines are just endless.
They really are. They really are endless. Whether you're building a routine and you're just focusing on one routine and you want it to be standout, you can do that. Or if you want to create your own cheer camp and you need, cheers to teach, and you need a dance they can learn easily, and you need training and a warm up that everyone can do. you really can make this a way for you to coach more and stress less over searching and, the tedious things that take time and kind of make you want to pull your hair out when you're in person, repeating yourself over and over.
Yeah, you're right. Repeating yourself, it's stressful. Just take it home. Just take the materials home and practice. It does. And I'm going to know that you practice because I can see the. Okay. And so what are some of the non-negotiables that you had when you and Mary, started CheerBuilder? What are some of the non-negotiables that you guys wanted to put into this company?
I would say that we made a non-negotiable around the quality of the content. That was something a lot of people came to us, a lot of choreographers, and they're like, we want to help. We would make things up and we would share it, but she really wanted to stick to the quality of the product because of the technique that comes with cheer. And we wanted to make sure that it's really helping coaches, not just another thing that kids are looking at or scrolling past. This is really built to make them a better cheerleader and get everyone on the same page and in sync. So I'd say quality was the main non-negotiable for all of our products.
Speaking of products, there are a lot of free products out there on YouTube, Instagram. We almost call it YouTube University at this point. You could learn just about anything. So what do you feel like sets you guys apart the most from the free products that are floating around in the world?
I would say the professionalism behind it. If a lot of coaches, they need help for a lot of different things. If you really want your team to learn from top-tier coaches, are learning the proper technique, that's really where we are different from kind of free things that you're going to find online. This is also something that's reusable. So this is meant to be a part of your cheer team. This is meant to be part of your practices. It's meant to be a part of your regimens and your tryouts even. So this isn't something you're just going to for ideas. This is something that you're actually implementing into your team, into your coaching that you can use year over year.
Okay, and tell me about how you guys have really scaled. So I know that you said you guys really learned a lot from the feedback of the coaches. But can you tell me about how you've scaled in the past 2 years? Because it sounds like you guys have exploded. So how have you been able to handle that kind of growth?
Really, it's just been focusing on one thing at a time. Cheer has different seasons, and that's kind of a way that we've been able to focus on who needs us now. During tryout season, high school coaches, that's when they really need us, and they need different types of tryout material. Right now, where coaches really need us is training and getting ready for rec season and for the summer season. So we're helping a lot of youth coaches right now. So we've been able to take in what coaches are saying, and then also our forms have been super helpful. So every team is different. So being able to know the coaches hands-on has been really helpful, and having different people delegated to different things. So there might be some coaches that I'm taking on, some coaches that Mary's taking on, but we have our systems on our back end that helps us to kind of see where everyone's at. And then we're always planning for the future. So we always have the next thing in mind, but closing that first chapter when it comes to the choreography that we've created and the coaches that we've helped.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about the future. What do you guys see on the horizon?
More creation. So we really want these memberships to be something that teams are able to just use, like I said, year after year. So continuing to throw in more of what coaches are asking for, which recently has been halftime routines, pep rally, training. So you'll just see a lot more content coming from us, and then a lot more demonstration. So like I said, with how to use our products. So you'll see a lot more tutorials coming from us. So it's easier for coaches who are interested in digital choreography, but they're like, it's a big jump to try something totally new. There's going to be more out there for you guys to learn how you actually use it before you start using it.
And so what's something that people aren't typically going to see behind the scenes? What's something that's been really important to your process that a lot of coaches aren't seeing up front?
I would say the amount of feedback that we are taking for value, coaches don't realize how often we are just trying to help. And so what we're doing a lot behind the scenes is seeing what you guys are saying. And that's not just directly to us, that's, on social media from people that we follow. So the amount of dedication that we're putting in to try to understand what coaches need is really, and the amount of creation that we're doing and the amount of time that we're putting into this filming and coming up with new things for everyone is what you don't get to see, but is going to make things the best for everyone, as far as the products go and the experience as a coach and on our end.
You're right when it comes to that industry research, not just the feedback from your own clients, but also meticulously reading through, which I'm sure you guys do, the different cheer mom forums, the cheer coach forums, all of the little comments, the pieces where you really get, what people are wanting in the cheer industry. Victory Cheer Uniforms, we do that as well as a full team. We are continuously checking what people are saying within the social media forums, just to stay on top of what is needed.
Yeah.
So what's something that keeps you guys motivated? Keep going.
Yes, it's definitely the help of it all. We hear from all of our customers how helpful this is, and we've heard from people, I don't know how it goes without it, but it's a godsend. And so that's really the motivation. I love cheer. I have my whole life, and I'm so fortunate to work in it. And that's a huge motivator for me, is I want to work in cheer as long as I can, as long as it's alive, which I think will be forever. And that's really the big thing, is just bringing more and more to the cheer industry and making it easier for coaches to keep coaching.
It's not going anywhere. It is exploding. I mean, now there is stunt. It's become a professional sport. Definitely not going anywhere. Have you guys done any stunt yet?
Yes, so we that was a big request last year, is we did no stunt last year. It was all dance, jumps, a little bit of tumbling, and that's something that coaches will be able to find now within Build a Routine, and also within some of our training, but different stunts that you can incorporate into your routines, and they're also being broken down. So they're being broken down by professionals, from your grips to your lifts. So it's a really great way if you haven't stunted before, or if you want to try something new and incorporate it into a routine. We teach you every little detail you'll need.
So if a coach has never stunted before herself, let's say she's never cheered before and she's just stepping in to help her daughter's team, would she feel pretty confident using these materials?
Yes, I would say the first place for you to go is go to our training and get Stunting 101 by Coach Claudia Ralph. She really breaks it down for a brand new coach who's never done a lib, who doesn't know even what a thigh stand is, from the very beginning. And then if you're, you know how to stunt and you have with your team, that's when you can go in and you can get routines and build them with stunts.
And what about tumbling? Because that's also an intimidating piece of the puzzle for some cheer coaches.
Tumbling is an intimidating piece, and that's a piece that's very hard to teach digitally. So while we have some training that's going to help with strength and flexibility. We mostly are incorporating tumbling that your girls already know how to do into routines. So you'll see sections where you can add cartwheels, roundoffs, back handsprings, and things like that. But teaching the skill itself, we always recommend that you are doing that hands-on, or maybe going to a local gym and having someone come in.
A lot of cheer teams will partner with a local gym to get that tumbling skill really built and strong.
Yes, but you certainly will find it throughout the choreography.
Awesome. Well, at least you guys are showing how to piece in those skills, because the gym is definitely not going to fix the choreography piece. And like you said, it's a little hard to get that digitally.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Alainah. So what is some advice that you would give to someone who's thinking about becoming a content creator for cheer? In general, it really could be for anything.
That's such a fun question. I would say first thing is just, if you are passionate about something, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. if you want to get into content creation, you have to create content. So look for inspiration, look for things that are easy to do, that, you don't mind putting yourself on camera for, but you have to put things out and you have to be consistent. Like I said, Cheerbuilder had 400 Facebook followers at this time last year. Now we have over 20,000, and that's because we've posted, multiple times a day, every day for over a year. So consistency is key. Don't let anything hold you back. Just put it out there. If you're second guessing about it, your audience will tell you what they do and don't like. So look at your analytics and see what people enjoy watching. You'll know that by your view time, and you'll know that by engagement. But if you're interested in any content creation for cheer, come to me. I'm super passionate about it. I went to school for business and advertising. I've worked for ABC News and global digital marketing agencies. So that's how I got the chance to be chosen for this position. So I know a lot about what it takes to get going, but content creation and social media is a totally different animal. And I would say really just your consistency is the key.
Okay. And I think also, learning. I have my son who's recently done a YouTube channel, and he's constantly creating new content. But along with creating new content, he's constantly learning how to edit that content.
Yes.
And like you said, the analytics, just really digging into it. So it could really be with anything. For him, happens to be his video games. But for
cool.
an 11-year-old to say, Mom, I'm teaching myself CapCut and Blender and all of these different editing softwares. I'm like, you're 11 and you're doing this. So yeah, if you're passionate about it.
That's a very great point. Is learning is everything. Where I say content creation is a different animal, I come from more of a corporate digital marketing background. I had to learn all of this. I had to learn how to edit, and how I did that was mostly from resources. Luckily, we're in an age where people are not gatekeeping. They're giving a lot of information on how they learn things and how they do it. I'm trying to do more of that for Cheerbuilder, trying to show coaches this is how build a routine works. This is how the coach center works. But again, it's just a matter of following what works for your audience and then learning, how to get it in front of them.
It's a whole new age of information and accessibility to technology and the usability of it. So yeah, any other content creators, don't be intimidated, just jump in.
Yep, jump in. That's the biggest advice I'd say. And come to me if you're looking for inspiration.
And so Alainah, how would they reach you directly? What was your direct contact?
Yes, so my email is alainah@cheerbuilder.com. So ALAINAH@cheerbuilder.com. And like I said, if you're a coach, if you're a cheerleader who's looking to get into the industry, we want to hear from everyone, and we want as many coaches as possible to try digital choreography, because once you do, you'll know how much time it saves, and you'll thank us.
Yeah. Try it 1 week without.
Yep.
Try 1 week with. Compare. So what is the legacy that you guys would like to leave on the cheer industry?
We would like to leave a legacy of making coaches coach longer, making it easier for them to manage their full-time life and coach, and not feel like they're being kind of taken apart from either. We really want our legacy to be is that we help cheer coaches love coaching, and we help cheerleaders get better.
I love that, the longevity in coaching and reducing the coach turnaround. And I think that's going to be better for the athletes in general, is having a consistent coach throughout their cheer career that they can depend on to always be there season after season. So it's amazing that you guys are helping that to be a reality, because you're right. It's the turnover has really increased. The harder, I shouldn't say the harder, but the more advanced cheerleading has become.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
All right, Alainah, is there anything else that you'd like to share with the cheer world today?
Yeah, if you are a cheerleading coach for a rec team, if you're a cheer coach for a school team, if you're a new coach, if you're a veteran coach, there is digital choreography that can help you. There's something that will fit from cheerbuilder.com. So if you're curious about it, don't hesitate to reach out, ask questions, and if we don't have it, we'll likely create it for you.
Well, thank you so much, Alainah, for joining us today, for sharing what inspired you guys to get into this, how you're revolutionizing the cheer industry, where you're going with it, just the support that you're able to put out there for coaches and their athletes. So I think you guys are making the sport even better and just improving it along the way. So, well, thank you so much, Alainah. That's about all I've got for you today. And thank you guys so much for being partners with Victory Cheer Uniforms, for sharing all of the content that you guys have created, wearing your uniforms.
Girl, work it, baby. Show me what you could do.
Are you ready for it?
To see you repping Victory Cheer Uniforms as well.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you for the uniforms. That was a huge part of us getting started and launching our Big Builder routine too. So we couldn't be more grateful for this partnership.
All right. Thanks so much, Alainah. Have a fantastic day. It was so great to meet you.
You too. Thanks.
Bye.